Alright, welcome to episode 2 of the update show for Madden 21. We're about ready for our primetime game between the Raiders and the Seahawks in Seattle. CenturyLink Field. Let's take a look at what's going on around the league. Gameplay started at 6 p.m. in Indianapolis. The Colts took on the Eagles, and it was a game. Philip Rivers led. No, who led in passing yards? That'd be Colts. Jacoby Brissett with 150. Jalen Hurts would throw 79, and the rookie actually played better and had led rushing yards at 149. The closest rushing amount, 43 yards. Receiving was led by Colts number 11, Shad Williams, followed by Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts. Zaire Franklin led with 8 tackles. Xavier Rhodes has a tackle for loss, and Jalen Mills of the Eagles got an interception. Blankenship went 1 for 1 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points, has 100% both for field goal and extra points. And his longest kick was a 41-yarder. The Giants and Jets played. Both teams played terribly. The final score is 6-3. Here's some highlights. Then we got Jacksonville, Carolina. Both teams played really well. A lot better than expected. Joshua Dobbs led with 110 passing yards and a passing touchdown. No interceptions. Will Grier fumbled the ball 3 times, I think. I know he did it twice. Grier had 9 rushing yards, 2 fumbles. And his longest rush was 9 yards. But leading rushing was of course Christian McCaffrey with 80 rushing yards. Receiving, Josh Oliver led with 69 yards. Laviska Shenault Jr. and Chris Thompson of the Jaguars were tied for second with 47. Defense, Lavion Chassian, the rookie out of LSU, had 6 total tackles and a tackle for loss, and there were a few kicking. Josh Lambo did good, and so did Joey Sly. And then finally we move on to Lions-Patriots. Matt Stafford threw for 59 yards, but David Blough, the backup for the Lions, led with 222, a passing touchdown, and he threw no interceptions, but Brian Hoyer threw 2. And the Lions would win by 2. Rookie running back out of Georgia, DeAndre Swift, ran for 61 rushing yards and broke a tackle, and he had a 19 yards after contact, with his longest rush being 21 yards. James White was in second. But, I mean, there were some other good people. Receiving, Marvin Hall Jr. would lead with 66 yards and a touchdown. Defense, led by Free Jennings. 1 tackle for loss, 8 total tackles. And interceptions, Mike Ford and Jeff Okudah both have interceptions. Kicking, it was a battle between Prater and Justin Russell Arcer. It was a great game, but now we move into this game, the Raiders and Seahawks. Both teams look okay heading into the game, but now let's move on to transactions. We forgot to mention these in the first episode because they took place before I noticed. 3 free agents were signed. The Jets signed Damon Harrison Sr. to a 1-year, $7.05 million contract. The Giants signed defensive tackle free agent Marcel Darius to a 1-year, $4.17 million contract. The Buccaneers signed free agent defensive tackle PJ Hall to a 1-year, $2.32 million contract. Then there were some trades that went down. The Lions traded quarterback Chase Daniel and tight end Hunter Bryant to the Philadelphia Eagles for halfback Boston Scott and wide receiver Greg Ward Jr. And Greg Ward Jr. actually played in the Lions' win. Next, it was a 1-for-1 trade. The Chiefs traded right guard Andrew Wiley for left guard Shane Lemieux of the Giants. The final trade took place. Halfback Dontrell Hillard of the Browns and wide receiver Damian I want to say that's Damian or Damon Ratley to the Jets in deal for the Jets. Currently valued 88th overall pick in the 3rd round in the 2021 draft, and halfback Frank Gore. And the Jets also released backup quarterback David Fales. Now, it's time to look at the injury report across the whole NFL. Of course, we're going to look at teams that have already played, because that's the only way people could be injured at the moment. Eagles, Davion Taylor got an abdominal tear. He's going to be out for the rest of the preseason. 4 weeks total. Should be back in time for the regular season, by week 2 at least. The Jaguars, Will Richardson Jr., the right guard, is out with a dislocated elbow. He'll be out for 3 weeks. He will be back just in time for the regular season. Nobody on the Lions. The Panthers, Brian Burns, the right end, a big player for the Lions, out 5 weeks with an abdominal tear. He should be back by week 3. Patriots have no injuries. Fuck, I missed it. Giants have nobody injured. Jets have nobody injured. Yeah. Oh, Colts. Nobody injured. So there are currently 3 injuries so far. But I mean, really, that's going to do it here for this episode. We wanted to get one done and talk about the transactions before the primetime game between the Raiders and Seahawks. Tune in on the NFL Network, as it's going to be a clash to end off the first Thursday of the preseason. As we'll see you all soon, tonight or tomorrow, to recap last night's games, tonight's games, and also go over the league injuries, all that. We'll see you all then. Doses, oses, and good night.